Hello and welcome to the spoiler-free podcast.
Buongiorno.
Yeah, formerly called the Spoiler Cast until we realized Rooster Teeth already took that one, so... Shit. Okay, so this is a spoiler-free podcast, episode 2. If you didn't catch our big E3 one, chances are you've probably already heard everything there is to say about that stuff, so...
Yeah.
Not to worry.
And I'm sure if maybe along down the line when those games come out, we might talk about it more when they come out or something. I don't know.
I'm still really excited for Marvel Infinity on the Wii U. Shut up, I don't care. I'm a dweeb.
Right. Okay, so for this time, hopefully it won't be as long, obviously, because that was like fucking an hour last time. But
dude, people will listen to hour-long podcasts like you
really?
Believe. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like it's like the basic.
I guess I don't listen to many podcasts.
Well, you should start.
Yeah. But today, I guess we kind of thought, hey, you should get to know us and shit, so you know where we're coming from.
Yeah, because we did kind of dive right into. We kind of started this channel like a kid with Asperger's trying to explain Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, we kind of dived into the community and we
didn't really explain anything that people needed to know.
Who are we? I don't fucking need to know that, I guess.
Like, come on, it's me. Who's you? I don't know.
But retroactively, you should know who we are. So
now you will.
This is all about getting to know us.
I wish there was like a splash screen. Bring, getting to know us.
Getting to know us. Da 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 da.
You're lucky there's no camera.
Yeah,
so I can't punch you.
Totally lucky.
Alright, so I'll talk for a while on where you should know me from. So yeah, Jeff, why don't you go right ahead? Because I'm going to take up a lot of time.
Okay, sure, I'll start. Really, I haven't done anything web-centric. I'm on DeviantArt, do a lot of, like, stupid, what I call one-panel comics, which are really just horrible puns. If you want to take a look at that, go right ahead. Ugh. I'll be putting up character designs for other stuff eventually. There's some already up there. And I've done some work for independent film in the area.
That film being South Bend, Indiana.
Yeah.
Or that area.
That area being South Bend, Indiana.
Which, if you haven't heard
Midwest.
of it, you're not missing anything.
Yeah. I guess the most prominent internet thing you could have seen me from is I was once kind of part of the Game Trailers community, not so much anymore, and I did a couple episodes of Disaster Pieces for
me.
CJ. And CJ, that'll lead you into that.
Okay.
Nice segue there.
So, my actual name is CJ. What you might know me as is Professor Otaku, because I've been doing that show since like 2009. Yeah, I know I haven't produced an episode in a while. Neither has Holden, and neither has Gigook. Shut the fuck up.
Really, not a lot of your former crew except Ark.
Yeah,
done that, I guess.
Yeah, I guess Arcada of Glass Reflection fame, and I used to roll together pretty hard back in the old D2. God, it makes sense. We used to roll together like good old gangsters. No, Arcada does anime reviews. I do anime reviews because I'm still working on it. My output has come down to a trickle at this point. Right. Just you know what really hurts trying to make anime reviews? Having 2 jobs.
This whole channel helps alleviate that too. As
yeah,
well,
it kind of alleviates even if the traffic isn't as good as I'd like it to be right now. But hey, whatever,
We'll get it there.
We're working on it.
Boom.
And that's a promise you can take to the bank. And if they take it at your bank, you should probably find a new bank because they run on fairy farts and rainbows.
If the check bounces, it's not our fault.
But yeah, I did Anime Dissection, OVA 101. I did Disaster Pieces a little bit with Jeff where we looked at Japanese films that are kind of nerd-related film, I guess.
Japanese-centric, let's say.
Yeah, because we did Death Note, we did Kamen Rider.
And Power
Rangers. And then we just got fucking drunk and decided not to do it anymore.
Right.
What do we do this for? I don't know what we do this shit. You want to see Hot Time Man movie? No. I had the best box art for that fucking movie though. The Yatame, yeah.
Oh,
I'll throw it up in still store for you.
I still have that somewhere.
I'm positive it's around here somewhere.
Anyway.
Getting back on track, yeah, I ran on the Desu Des Brigade well, I ran the Death Brigade with Arcata, Yasu Otaku, and Vixen before we split up, and Vixen fell off the face of the earth, Jo fell off the face of the earth, and Arc keeps doing what he's doing. And then I'm kind of at it too, still.
And he's part of his own.
Yeah, he's got
thing, right?
Podtaku, a bunch of great guys. You should listen to them because they need more viewership. Fuckers.
Well then.
Nah. I kid. They're all really cool guys. I hung out with them at ASEN. So, see on somewhere with this. Right. Keep watching our stuff.
Yeah. And we have a little list here of what we're going to talk about. Let's go down to the bottom really quickly.
Yeah. People who followed me for a while know
what's going to happen next with us besides this channel. I'll let you talk and I'll take over a little bit.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm still doing the anime reviews. It's just, like I said, it just doesn't happen really fast. I have some stuff that people have donated me that I still have to get to from like 2010.
Damn, dude.
It's not that old. It's more like 2000. 2012 though, like, because I just been out of the game for a while, working two jobs, which sucks balls. But
wait, is it still 2?
What?
Is it still 2?
Well, it's not 2 anymore.
Right.
But it's probably gonna be 2 again pretty soon. Because money. Anyway, so other things I'm working on, obviously, still anime reviews. And I am also working on a show called Free Play, which you'll see on the channel, and I put it on my personal channel too to get a little bit more word out about it, where I just look at old ass arcade games.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
And I'm just doing this, starting to do like the Nostalgiums thing, basically just classic games I like, and I want to eventually do one that's called Nostalgjunk, which is classic games that I've played that just really fucking suck.
All right, then.
I already know what I think what my first one's going to be. It's going to be really controversial to a certain group of fandom.
God, are you going to piss off the Sonic nerds again?
No, yes.
Yes. Don't lie to me.
Besides that, there is a webcomic I'm thinking about doing. I've been starting to do heavy kind of, I wouldn't call it research, but just heavy like plotting it out.
How do you research your own work?
Character designing it out and stuff. Wait, what?
I said, how do you research your own shit?
Well, it's
I know.
it's more history stuff that I'm kind of researching more than anything. But so that'll be.
Hey, it would be a really good choice.
And it's also like game centric. I'm not going to say what exactly, but yeah, we're going to keep doing that and more stuff coming to this channel. So watch out for that. And
bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where you should know us from because we're bitchin' cool
and what we're doing
and what we're up to.
He
says as he scribbles it off on the notepad. See, this is good because back when I was doing the Dusty Rattle podcast, we never had a fucking topic list until Vix made us do one.
Yeah, plus you guys had like 5 people and that's
bullshit
that's
the whole
going to
time.
devolve anyway with 5
yeah.
people. So
yeah. Anyway, so I guess we should talk about first consoles and stuff. Like
just so you guys get like a sense of where we're coming from.
We are old
gaming
school.
Background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, way old school.
Oh god, I hate being 27 on the internet. Anyway, so you want to start off?
Sure. Mine's gonna be like really old school because my dad used to own a computer store where he sold a bunch of stuff. So when I grew up, first console I played with was a fucking Atari 2600 with fucking Atari like arcade grade Pac-Man and Centipede and like Star Raiders and Galaga and all that shit. Mm-hmm. So I know my shit old school, I guess. But the first console I actually owned that I wanted was a Sega Genesis with columns.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so...
Or, if you're talking handheld, I guess would be Game Boy with Super Mario Land.
Yeah, we both had Game Boys and Super Mario. All right, so the first console that was in my household... now, I started gaming early. My cousin, who lives out in St. Charles, had a Nintendo and a whole bunch of games, and I was just like, I love it, give me more. So instead of that, my dad came home one day with an Intellivision.
A television?
Intellivision, yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, I know, right? And shit like Night Stalker. And,
that's going obscure.
Yeah, I know. Some shitty tank game and all that stuff. Like, it was... I mean, it was good, but the controllers worked like shit, and the buttons didn't push very well.
Yeah, wasn't those like...
Yeah, it had a dial,
The
and it had a
dial thing in
keypad, and it had 4 buttons on the side that all did the same thing. Those games were not very complex.
We'll put like a picture up right here so people know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, don't... Totes.
Because I started doing the motion, I was like, people aren't going to see my hand motion. It's going to sound like we're talking about some like newfangled like alien technology.
I know, right?
From the 1980s.
But the first actual system that I owned that was mine was a Game Boy that I still own. It still works like a charm.
Nice.
The old brick one. The first game I ever had was the first game I also ever beat, which was Kirby's Dream Land. Kirby holds a special place in my heart, and that son of a bitch is a hard-ass game.
Yeah. Like, that's way for me with Super Mario Land and, like, Game Boy, because I was telling you earlier that, like, I got the chicken pox, and my parents were like, man, he's going to be fucking miserable. We should, like, just get him something. So, like, go to Toys R Us, Game Boy, Super Mario Land, and just me... being hallucinogenic playing Mario Land. Kind of fucking trippy, but I was like, oh, I don't know what's going on.
See, I didn't beat Mario Land until 1994, I want to say.
Wow.
Yeah, well, keep in mind I also didn't beat Super Mario Brothers until 2010?
Right. But, like, no, it's... Sadly, I can't say that like my Game Boy is still around.
Oh yeah.
The screen fell off. We tried to glue it back on. There's a huge smudge. I ended up giving it to my friend in like high school. So don't know where the fuck that is anymore.
Yeah. I still have my Game Boy. I still have my Game Boy Pocket. I still have a whole bunch of my games, including Jurassic Park 2: The Chaos Continues. It's one of my favorite fucking games. Like Mega Man, the Wily Wars.
Nice.
Like, I have all this shit. I have Batman Forever. And...
I remember.
We don't talk about Batman Forever.
Yeah, I remember Batman Forever on the Sega Genesis because that was one of the first Genesis games I owned.
Oh man, we all got screwed on that one.
And that's one of those games where you can never beat level 2 because how the fuck do you beat level 2? Because you know
what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, there's a bomb. You have to find it. Where, asshole?
So what was the first gaming console you bought with your actual own money?
First gaming console I bought with my own money was an Xbox with Halo.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mine would be a Nintendo DS.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I had a job earlier than you did, I think.
I think so, yeah. But...
I was 17 and I think I had just turned 17. No. It was like I was 16 and I saved up a whole bunch of money from my shitty job pushing carts at Meijer to go and buy an Xbox and Halo. And I think I got an extra controller too. Yeah. Nice. I bought it from GameStop. You know what's really fucked up? The guy I bought it from is still working at GameStop.
What?
Yeah!
That's...
No,
awkward.
Dude. No, it's hilarious. Okay, so I'm diverting topics a little bit. I've been going to the same GameStop for obviously 10 years now at this point. The guy I bought it from was just a GA at the time. He's a store manager now. You poor bastard.
Guys, you want to hear something really weird? Like, this is how you can tell we're old, because when I was younger, I used to go to Funko Land.
Yeah, Funko Land when it still existed.
That's no longer there anymore.
And there's a GameStop where it used to be.
You guys remember Electronic Boutique? Probably not, but I do.
Our Canadian listeners remember it.
Really? You're still around in Canada?
They're GameStop in Canada.
Oh.
They just didn't change the name. But I actually bought...
Cool.
I got a Dreamcast for Christmas in 2000?
Probably 2001.
Well, the thing is, the Dreamcast was already on its way out. Like, well on its way out. Jeff was doing some research. The thing was, I got a Dreamcast for $50 for Christmas one year, and I went to Funko Land and picked up what was it, that Gundam game that came out. And it took me for fucking ever, but I finally managed to beat it. What was it?
2 years. It's been out for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
or a year or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, this was after the Dreamcast. Like, this is after people stopped making Dreamcast games, basically. Right. I picked up that Gundam game for like $5. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was actually a pretty good game too. It's a shame that the console just sucked dick so hard. Says the guy who, is responsible for most of the problems with it.
Yeah. Before we get to the other stuff, I want to know: were you ever a PC gamer at all?
Kind of.
Because before, like, I got really into consoles with, like, kind of into the Genesis era.
Uh-huh.
Like, I was also, like, a really old school PC gamer as well.
I played stuff on an Apple IIe. Is that a PC game?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Jazz Jackrabbit, the original side-scrolling Duke Nukem's,
No,
Cosmo.
I never played any of that shit.
Commander Keen. Jill of the Jungle.
I was never a big PC guy. I'm still not.
Doom 2.
I remember I specifically, when I went off to college for the first time in 2005, I went off to get a computer for myself, because obviously I can't take the family computer.
Right.
And I made damn sure that it would be able to run 2 games. MechWarrior 3 and Dawn of War, the Warhammer 40,000 RTS.
I was totally waiting for you to say Half-Life 2 and then saying, yeah, then my PC didn't run it because it was a college PC.
No,
I needed 3 PCs to run smoothly.
No, I've only ever played the first Half-Life.
Really?
And I just did not give a fuck.
I played the first one. My brother played the second one, and I never touched the thing. Which, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about me or the game. Or
yeah, it probably says more about
stuff,
you than it is the game. This probably says more about your brother than it does the game. Because my brother loved Half-Life 2 also. He would just sit around and play that shit all day. He's got this weird thing, though, where he likes to play with the physics engines. Mm-hmm. And it just bugs the shit out of me.
He must love Gary's mod.
I don't think he ever uses it.
Oh.
But he likes...
All right, then.
He likes to watch shit blow up, basically. But he likes to break physics engines. Like, he would spend hours at a time. I got Halo on the Xbox, and he would just be like, I'm going to aim the Warthog turret at the ground and see how long I can hold that, see how long it'll fire for, and see how much damage I can do to the ground. And, like, we got it to the point where the ground turned purple. I was like, I think you should stop now.
Yeah, I kind of stopped with PC gaming, like, kind of after high school.
Yeah, I kind of stopped.
Like, we had this place around, just for our listeners, like, we had this place around town called Land Lizards. And I used to go there, like, almost monthly or bi-monthly with my friends and, like, would play, like, Unreal Tournament and, like, Battlefield and all that good stuff.
Unreal.
Yeah. But, like, after high school, it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
Consoles started, like, getting on PC territory. And even though PC is kind of coming back, I'd say, a little bit more.
PC never left, that's the thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, more focus on PC nowadays with, like, Steam and stuff. But, like there's a period where it was, like...
Yeah. As somebody who follows game development, I would strongly disagree.
But I'm talking consumer...
Oh, yeah, consumer confidence.
Consumer confidence, like, where consumers were going.
Yeah.
But I distinctly remember a period after, like, high school where it kind of dropped for a couple of years.
Yeah. For me, here's the thing, and I've said this on the show before, basically the PS2 era, like, throughout most of that, I stopped gaming entirely. I just didn't give a fuck.
Because in our high school time.
Well, yeah.
Ironically enough,
yeah. I just didn't care. I was too busy. What was I doing? Masturbating mostly, but that's beside the point.
Masturbating mostly, anime.
Yeah, I was getting really heavy into anime. I mean, I brought Robot Alchemic Drive over. Like, and if you know what that fucking game is, then congratulations, you're one of the few.
Yeah,
but basically, like, I played my Xbox, and my mom got us a PS2s went on sale for like $99 one time. And my mom was like, "Hey, we need a DVD player, so let's get this." And we're like, "All right, sure, great."
Going down to $99.
What?
I remember like when the GameCube hit $99, like people were like, "Oh my God, Nintendo's not going to be around for the next generation."
And then then the Wii happened. Then the Wii happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like it just didn't grab me. There was that weird transitory period, basically between 32-bit games and the ones in like Xbox 360 level graphics and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like there's a really big chunk there of gaming I do not give a fuck about. Really? Yeah,
I find that like almost the most interesting because there are a lot of projects that started like in 32-bit, then would move over to the next system, and since like development costs and stuff would grow and grow and grow, they kept moving it forward to the next one, and
moving
to the next one, and then these like videos arise of what they would look like on the first one and stuff.
Yeah,
like okay, this is gonna blow your mind, maybe. Kirby's Air Ride for the GameCube, right?
Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be a 64 game, right?
Yeah, and I have video of it actually. But like, it's just like games like that, and like the Shenmue game for the Dreamcast.
Yeah, that was supposed to be.
Yeah, on the Sega Saturn as a virtual fighter RPG.
Wow. What?
But no, there's just like games like that. They're really interesting to me.
Yeah,
like
it's
that
funny.
Kind of development kind of thing. So I find a lot of that stuff interesting.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it is interesting. Like Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah,
that's supposed to be on like fucking.
And like if we can find it and put it up here, like the Zelda 64 Ocarina of Time. Yeah. Holy shit, that went through so many changes before what you see today.
Yeah.
There was like an E3 demo that showed like this big-headed like brown hair Link. And then there's like the infamous Zelda. It was called quote unquote Zelda 64,
right?
Which looked just kind of bizarre compared to Ocarina of Time. It was supposed to take place in Ganon's. It was all supposed to take place in Ganon's castle.
Oh, okay.
Like painting style, Mario 64 style.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Weirdness, but yeah.
Okay, so here's something that's going to make half our listeners hate me. I've never beaten a Zelda game. I don't think I've ever played more than what I played on Wind Waker, because I just don't give a fuck.
That's weird thing. You hate Zelda. I like Zelda.
Here's my thing. I don't hate Zelda. I have an abiding apathy for Zelda.
Okay,
there's different.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I hate Sonic the Hedgehog. I have an abiding apathy for Zelda.
That's gonna be a weird thing. I'm sure the more we get do with the channel, the more people notice. Mm-hmm. But I like Zelda and I like Sonic. But there are some games that we'll get to, or at least I'll get to, that are just not that good.
Sonic Unleashed.
He says as he looks at
our custom box art for it.
But okay, going forward with this, keeping on track.
Registered sex offender, the idiot. Funny.
What do you want to get to next?
Oh, that's a good question. Favorites in games, I guess, is all right.
Okay, you start.
Some of my favorite games. I don't really have games that I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to go back to this over and over again. But I do have games that I do like. Mm-hmm. Fallout 3. I know this is going to make me sound like just a console kitty so hard, but like
Fallout.
Yeah, I love Fallout 3. I love Fallout New Vegas. I think it's hilarious. I think those games are fucking monstrosities, but I think they're great. Some of my favorite games that I'll play over and over again, are arcade games.
Yeah.
The Alien vs. Predator arcade game is one of my favorites of all times. Likewise, Rampage World Tour is something that I can't get enough of.
Oh yeah, I beat that in like a day with a friend of mine.
Yeah. No, actually, this is a funny story. Back when, I used to work at a Blockbuster, and when it was closing, we had checked out so hard that we had pulled down one of the TVs from the displays and hooked up my buddy's N64 to it. And we just sat there and played fucking Mario Kart and Rampage World Tour for hours. Like, our entire shift would be eaten up by this. We're like, oh shit, we got, like, hang on, pause the game, I'll help a customer. Yeah, what the fuck do you want? It wasn't that bad, but it may as well have been. But nobody cared. We didn't give a fuck.
Right.
Too busy having fun. We're like, yeah, let's play this dumb game some more. But Rampage World Tour, Alien vs. Predator, the arcade game. a lot of the beat 'em ups, just in general, like I know that Cadillacs and Dinosaurs got eaten, but
Yeah.
sad face.
We'll have to go back to it now that our audio isn't totally fucked. But
Yeah.
maybe.
I remember you thought it was fucking painful to watch, though.
Yeah, a little bit. I was just, but that's just more for me to make fun of during it.
Well,
so.
mostly because you weren't doing anything, too.
Right.
So there is that. But
oh boy, the main disc craps out when we do 2-player.
Yeah.
Our lesson learned.
We'll figure that. We're gonna get that figured out. Let's see. What else do I really like? If you're noticing, you're not hearing a lot of the big titles out here. Like I don't really like Call of Duty, Halo. I could give a damn about.
Right. Man, I think those are like at least Halo. I think Halo 1 and 2 are like pretty good games, but I don't absolutely love them.
Yeah, it's one of those things. So it's just like, yeah, I understand the franchise. I respect the franchise. I don't love them.
So
okay. So total dork moment. Fucking
Let's
giant 6-year-old.
Hear it?
Lego games. Love them. Can't get enough of them. Except for some reason, Lego City Undercover. I find just obnoxious.
We haven't gotten. I feel with that though, we're just starting to like get out the obnoxious part.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is that I think Lego games are really at their best when they have something solid to work from. They don't have to make up their own shit. Because Lego City Undercover is trying to be kind of realistic, but it's not.
Plus, it's just like just doing the whole Lego City Lego sets.
Yeah,
which is kind of
doesn't exactly have its own characters or anything like that. So it kind of lacks direction. But Lego Marvel Superheroes is a game that I fucking pre-ordered. And before I started working at GameStop, that was something that never happened.
Nice.
But yeah, like Lego Marvel Superheroes, Lego Batman, Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Star Wars to an extent. I love the Lego Star Wars sets, but I don't like playing the game very much because it's kind of bullshit. I was achievement hunting on those for a while, though, so that might also have had something to do with it.
Right.
Because I'm a bitch.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
My favorite games.
Lay on.
So, I guess... Where do I start this? I guess I'll do just genres and stuff first. Like, I really like the arcade genre, like you do.
Yeah.
I like puzzle games, mostly. I like adventure games. Mm-hmm. Action platformers, mostly.
I don't know. When you say adventure games, do you mean like Willy Beamish adventure games, or do you mean like what's
point and click, or just the standard adventure game? It doesn't really matter. Like go questing, get the thing. Why not
do the thing with the stuff? Okay.
Yeah. I find that I like games that are unique in their genre, though, and if they don't offer anything unique, like it's kind of graining on me. I don't really like to play them. Mm-hmm. Like, one of my favorite games, BioShock.
Right.
Is a recent game, and I feel like that's done something cool for first-person shooters.
Yeah. I should say I also like BioShock,
but
I won't go back to it and play it again.
Muramasa the Demon Blade I really like. Tetris is always a classic. Pac-Man.
I think that's kind of a given for gamers, though.
Franchise-wise, not individual games. I must stress this, but franchise-wise, I like Legend of Zelda and Sonic. Of course, I really hate the Sonic fandom. Yeah. You and your groaning noises over there.
That was not a groaning noise. That was me doing a gag noise.
Phoenix Wright. I've been enjoying Phoenix Wright, but that's more for the story.
Well, there's not that much gameplay to it.
Almost anything on the Dreamcast, like, that's really unique. I've loved on the Dreamcast. A lot of my favorite games come from the Dreamcast, actually.
Oh, yeah? We won't fucking play Zombie Revenge again?
We should.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
No. Actually, what happened?
Like Fantasy Star Online, Shenmue, I guess Sonic Adventure. Trying to think of more Dreamcast games I really liked. Jet Grind Radio, Power Stone, Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
You just listed off the entire fucking...
Yeah, Gauntlet Legends.
Yeah. We should play Gauntlet Legends on this show, because that game is fun as shit. God, I love that game. I had that on the 64.
And I do like a couple of retro games too, but like anything that's unique I really like. I won't like turn away anything, but those are most of my favorites, I guess. Mm-hmm. Along with, I guess, Harvest Moon 64 too on the 64, which Be the next nostalgians to talk about, guys.
Cool. That reminds me. I'm trying to remember how I came into my 64. Because I had one.
That should be something you should.
I know there's like a long gap of silence while I'm like pondering. How the fuck did I get that? I didn't steal it from somebody. I think I borrowed it from somebody, and they never wanted it back, or they like fucking fell off a cliff or something. I don't know. But like, yeah, I remember I had like. Okay, so I'm kind of a wrestling dork.
But really quickly, just before I'm gonna top out the like favorites thing, just to say that like. I'm sure I have like so many more, but those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head.
Right.
That are really, unique and I enjoy playing and would play multiple times. 10
out of 10. We'll play again.
Oh, one more too. Golden Sun for the Game Boy Advance.
Mm-hmm.
Really good one. Attached to that game a lot. So yeah.
Okay. Since you brought up Golden Sun, Advance Wars is a favorite of mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I like that kind of. I wish they made more games like that. I wish they made a Warhammer 40,000 game like that. They haven't yet.
I'm just questioning. Have you ever played Shining Force?
No.
Because that's kind of like Advance Wars a little bit.
Yes.
You might get a kick out of it.
Yeah, I like the whole kind of strategy sort of thing that you can do.
That is like it's like strategy. Oh, it's kind of like Fire Emblem, I guess, too, a little bit. But...
that's not. I find it really weird because I like Advance Wars, but I'm like,
but not Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem, I could take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Where was I going with this? Oh, right. I'm trying to figure out where the fuck my Dreamcast, or not my Dreamcast, 64 came from. Because I had one, I had a whole bunch of games for it. Mostly, one of my other favorite games, and I'm embarrassed that I forgot to bring it up, is this is going to make you guys go, ugh. But it's WrestleMania 2000. I love that shit. Yeah, the 64. Likewise, I really dig on. Oh shit! What was it? WCW NWO Revenge. It was one of the finest wrestling games ever made.
I remember in like grade school, like 6th grade, I had a friend who had that game.
Yeah. And
he brought it over to like my birthday party that year, so we could play on the 64. But that was also the same year that 2 other good multiplayer party games came out: GoldenEye and fucking Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel really bad that he was like, guys, we should make our own characters on the wrestling game and like
or we could play something else.
Yeah, and like I feel really bad about that, but at the same time, those games are probably better for a multiplayer experience.
Yeah, probably. Oh well. But yeah, so that's what it'd be.
Yeah. So okay. Now that we've talked about favorite games,
oh boy,
games we fucking hate besides the Kawasaki
snowmobiles. Yeah, I guess that's kind of unfair, right? Because we did just play that, and it was amazingly bad.
We'll talk about games from our past that we've played and just absolutely abhor.
Yeah,
if that's the correct terminology for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess I can
go first.
Yeah, you go for that while I think about shit I hate.
So
I have to catalog this.
Again, I had to preface earlier that I like the franchise of Legend of Zelda. Yeah, Legend of Zelda, but I really, really, really couldn't just get into Skyward Sword at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really wanted to like it. I really did. Fucking couldn't. And that's one just recently that I really hate. A retro game that I really hate would have to be Echo the Dolphin.
Really? Because it's shit hard?
Yeah, and just because like playing it as a kid, like games back then didn't really tell you that much about what to do.
No signposting.
And I had Echo the Dolphin too. And playing that as a kid, I was just like, I'm not sure what I'm exactly supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And so that.
You should look up some of the speedruns of Echo the Dolphin.
And speaking of, it's right in front of us, Quest 64. Fucking the worst thing you could rent at a video store as a kid. The worst.
Yeah, probably. Here's my thing. I can't think of games that I...
Oh my god.
Oh, wait.
I can't believe it.
What?
I forgot one of my favorite games of all time, Gunstar Heroes.
Yeah, there we go.
Speaking of, like, arcade fucking awesome games. Anyway,
Okay.
going back to games we hate.
Games I outwardly just despise, like, right off the fucking bat. I will go on record as saying that I'm going to bring this up in the next free play, but fucking Battle Shark, dude. The game is awful. That game is patently terrible. Let's see what... I mean, I can't really think of games that I really despise. I mean,
There is a classic Sonic game that I really don't like, but I'm not going to talk about it quite yet.
What, Sonic Spinball?
No, I actually kind of enjoy
Actually,
that because I kind of like pinball just anyway. But there's a game that I'm not going to spoil it, but I will be talking about it at some point in the future.
Man, I can't really think of games that I just despise. There are games that I just find obnoxious. I find them boring, but I don't.
Oh, I have another one.
Jeez.
People are gonna fucking hate me for this.
Oh boy.
But
oh boy.
Elder Scrolls 3 Oblivion.
4. 3 was Morrowind.
Morrowind, that's what I mean then. Morrowind.
Yeah.
Turn me off to the entire franchise. I'm sorry, you guys are gonna hate me for this. Like, oh, you should try. You probably will say you should try Oblivion or you should try Skyrim.
Try Skyrim because it's really different.
Nope. Fuck it.
All right, fine.
Morrowind ruined the entire thing. Morrowind on the original Xbox ruined the entire experience for me. I hated that game so much. I tried playing it too. I tried
it's
my
hard
hardest,
as dick.
and I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
Could not convince me that it was.
Oh, I know what games
all right.
I fucking hate that I have actually played. Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy 12, Final Fantasy 13.
You actually played 12 and 13?
I did.
Wow.
I was like, here, let's try that. I was over at my buddy's house, and he was like, yeah, no, try it. And I was like, oh, God. No. It didn't go well. Yeah, those games were quite shit.
Speaking of Final Fantasy, one of them I actually enjoyed, and at some point I may talk about it now that I'm thinking about it on Nostalgems, is Final Fantasy IX.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I thought it was
That's the only one of the whole series you've played, isn't it?
I mean, I played a little bit of 8 on the PC and 7, but I just couldn't fucking get into them.
Yeah, I just...
especially 7.
Such a big time sink for starters. I mean, even without questions of... like, how does I, basically... Like, even without questions of, like, how long is this game going to take me to get through the main story stuff, I hate that kind of... You have to do this, and this to get the good ending, but nobody told you about it. And it's like, yeah, on the one hand, I understand you want to get that sense of discovery in, but at the same time, fuck that noise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, I only like that if it does something for your characters in RPGs, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if you're exploring a dungeon and at the end of the day you get, like, this awesome magic spell or this unique piece of armor, I'm all for that. But if it's just to, like, get another quest or, you know, whatever you were talking about, like
get the you had to do this to get the super secret good ending, and it'll make doing the boss fight that much faster. And it's like
if you're going to explore, like, an extra map just to get, like, an ending, I don't get
do
that.
that.
Like,
don't do that. That's
it should have something to do for your character. Like,
if you're gonna make optional side quests, don't make the reward something bullshit. You know, you should make the reward something fun and something that feels rewarding. Not, hey, this is how you beat the game properly.
Right.
You know,
and like, I should stress. Maybe you are. So I'll stress it for I don't like hate it like all RPGs when that happens, because there are.
I find it tedious, and
do that.
if the character development is good enough, like if you're gonna put something as a side quest that's really fucking important to that character, you need to make it part of the main story. And Mass Effect is guilty of this, and that's one of my top RPGs ever, even though it's basically a shooter.
I never got into Mass Effect
You
either.
You should try it.
No, that wasn't just because I didn't think it was bad or anything. It was just
it's just not your speed.
It's just that it just wasn't really on my radar that much.
Yeah.
Like, my friend Tom, I mentioned him before, He brought it over once. I played it for like
First
an hour or
one,
two.
second one, third one.
I think it's the first one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The first one's not that great, but you have to.
Yeah.
Mass Effect 2 is where that series goes.
But to me, I was like, hey, this is interesting, I guess. But then I just never got around to like actually playing it.
Yeah.
So. I've had a couple games like that though. So.
And here's the thing that Mass Effect does: it gives you these characters, and you can do their optional side missions to give them. This is in the second and third ones. It gives you loyalty missions, quote unquote, and air quotes that you can't see because it's on a fucking audio medium. But they give you the loyalty missions, which will endear these characters to you and make it basically so they'll die for you. If you don't do this, there's a good chance that your character will die at the end of the game.
Huh.
You can still go on to the next game, but...
Okay, that's what it reminds me of. I was trying to think of what it reminded me of, and then I was like, oh, that's kind of like Fire Emblem.
Yeah, kind of.
Your character dies in this, it's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, if your character dies in this... in Mass Effect, you just can't port them over to the next game.
Right.
But I mean, you can always go back and try the mission again. Here's the thing: loyalty missions are cool, and they give you options that you would not have otherwise. Plus, they give you all this character development. Plus, you don't have to slog through the game to get to them. They're like, oh hey, if you get a Mo, let's go back to the Citadel and stop, Thane's son from murdering this dude. Like, you don't have to do it, but it's good if you do. You know what I mean? Like, it is definitely worth the time to do it. Mm-hmm. Because that means that character, you get that much more character development, which is good character development because the characters are really well written, and you get basically, you get an extra costume for them, and you make the end of the game easier. And because those characters are so good, because that writing is so palatable, you want to do it. Like, even if I've never met anybody who's played those games who said, "Oh man, I really hate Tally or Garrus or Rex or like any of these characters." Like, they have their favorites, but they've never come out and said, "Oh man, I really fucking hate this character."
Yeah, like there's no Jar Jar Binks in
there's
Mass
no
Effect.
Jar Jar Binks in Mass Effect. T-shirt, send it to Threadless.
But yeah, no.
Basically, yeah. Like that's an example of good side questing where you want to do the side quest and you want to keep experiencing that world because it's such a good world. For me, Final Fantasy, and when they do their side quest thing, I've never wanted to keep going. I just wanted to keep going through the main story.
Just to get more of the story.
Just to get through the story. Like, don't make me you know what I fucking hated? You know what stopped me from doing any more of Final Fantasy VII? I got out of Midgard, and they were like, "Oh hey, yeah, oh, here's this big fucking worm. You better get on a chocobo." It's just like, fuck that. Like, oh well, we don't give you the chocobo right off the bat. You have to capture it yourself. I'm like, if I wanted to play Pokemon, I'd play Pokemon. And I did not want to play Pokemon.
Speaking of Final Fantasy, one Final Fantasy I really do like. That's not part of the main series is Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles for the GameCube.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, they kind of fucked it over with the sequels and stuff, but that's a story for another day, I'm sure. But, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, so, basically, this is why I hate Kingdom Hearts so fucking much, too. No signposting, no explanations on what we're supposed to be doing. Just... As
you guys by now have seen.
I'm sure, yeah, if you've been watching us for long enough. If you haven't seen our Kingdom Hearts playthrough, there's a lot of hearing me complain about it.
Me just being completely lost.
Yeah, and being completely...
What's going on? Fuck Kingdom Hearts! I still don't know what's going on. I still fucking hate Kingdom Hearts!
Somebody actually...
In a nutshell.
Yeah, somebody tweeted at me after I posted that. Like, is Pointless Meandering like the main focus of that game? And I just tweeted back. I was like, your guess is as good as mine, man. But yeah, it's just not good.
So, is there anything else you want to
anything else I want to harp on? I don't think so.
No, we'll say to our audience to let them get to know us better at this point in time.
I don't think so. I think you guys kind of have a handle on me. I'm a grumpy old man who likes comic books. And likes it when games are good and doesn't when they're bad.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm like the opposite, but I'd say like I'm more like open-minded to crappiness.
I used to be open-minded towards shit, and then I realized I was getting old.
Yeah, well, I guess I think we'll save like other media we're into for another day. I think.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. All right, guys.
45 minutes. All right.
So,
well, you know where to find us. Same spoiler channel. Same spoiler time.
I don't know. I can't remember how we ended the other ones. So.
Next time the challenge continues.
Loud noises.
Keep it spoiler free.